today we are somewhere in Fort Lauderdale, and we're going to be entering the Doom Room, which I'm not going to even say what it is. I'm just going to let you settle in the awe and awesomeness of it all. I can't even speak. That's how amazing it is. As you know, I'm a huge VHS lover. I have so many of them, not as many as this though. And if you guys are interested, we're gonna actually talk to the creator and owner of this amazing room. So let's walk right in. Let's take in everything that's going on right now. This amazing room belongs to no other than this gentleman that's gonna pop out of the corner here.
So.
And you can just get a scan. We'll just scan it up. So it's old school, like video store feel. These are all available for purchase. We will discuss those details. We got DVDs on this wall. You know, for those who love DVDs, maybe you're not into VHS. We got some Blu-rays there on the top. It's way up there. All right, let's reel it in, and we'll just talk right here in this. We're just gonna.
Is this all one take?
Shit it all in one corner. Yeah, we're just gonna do it. We're gonna film school style, all in one take.
All right. Well, what's up? Hi.
Hi. So tell us about what inspired you to do this.
My roommate Dean and I. All right, so I should mention that half of this is Dean's as well. So this is his side. This is kind of my side. We kind of like split it down the middle. So I don't know. When we moved here, we both had obnoxiously large collections, and it was like we should combine it into one large force. And this is that.
Did you guys build this from scratch, like
yeah,
the shelf?
I did build all the shelves. These they're made of 2x4s, and then we used a bunch of like old video, kind of like the little standing ones, and we drilled them into the walls. I got these in the middle, and this big one are from an old video store from South Florida, Retro Video, rest in peace. And yeah, it kind of all just fit. I am proud though of the fact that I didn't measure anything. I kind of just like saw the wall, and I was like, this looks about 8 feet tall, and this is exactly 8 feet tall by 8 feet wide, and I think it holds 81 tapes across times 10, so each wall has like 810 tapes.
Is there any method to the madness, an organization, or it's just all just how it is?
Yeah, no, I think Dean and I both have like obsessive compulsive disorder, but in our own fashion. Like mine is all alphabetized, and his is like by distributor. I don't know if you can tell. Like
that's awesome.
His is like he's got a little everything on his wall. Mine is mostly horror and sci-fi, but I have a bunch of gaps in it right now because a lot is in boxes because of the event last night. But yeah. And then there's other stuff strewn about. I have like all the Carl Sagan Cosmos and like X-Files and just whatever's around. Yeah.
All the event that happened last night was we're attending the Popcorn Frights Film Festival, which if you don't know about it, go to popcornfrights.com and find out. This is their 5th year doing this. I'm a 4-year attendee. I missed 1 year. Boo-hoo. But I was there first festival. I love right here. So you're talking, and I'm like really enthralled with what you're saying. I'm listening, and then I'm like, boobs.
Oh yeah, no, there's a lot of smut over here too. You can probably like blur that out or something.
Let's not blur it out, as you may have listened, guys, to some of the podcasts. I'm all about the boobs. I like talking about boobs. There's so many boobs in horror. How could you like? Oh, I don't like boobs.
There's a chunk for sure. Yeah.
There's so many, and this is like. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, these aren't necessarily horror. Like, I mean, I guess they're horrific. There's like, he's got like a. All right, so first of all, this part is not mine because we're about to go into like we got. Oh, sorry, Betty. Oh my God, I almost just.
No, you're fine. And that would have been a Darwin Award death that I would have accepted. God. Death by porno.
Ugh.
That's amazing.
Right. Well, now that we're done destroying things, my apologies.
No worries. I survived.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling good about it. So what was the first VHS that you have ever, that you owned?
It's not here, because I moved from Detroit, Michigan when I was, 15, and I lost, all of my stuff, So this is all new-ish to me as of like the past 5 years, because I've gone through collections and then sold them, and then new collections and sold them like completely. Like I've had like 200 or 300 movies, and I'm like, all right, I'm done. And then this is like 5 years old, so.
This is a good collection for 5 years.
Yeah, I mean, and yeah, same thing with Dean. He's only been collecting his stuff for a couple of years too, I think, in total, because he's from Washington, so we both, in Jersey and just all over the place, so we both kind of started fresh a couple of years ago. But no, the first tape I ever got, I think, was like Halloween 5 and 6 for my birthday when I was like 8 years old. And those were like the tapes that I got that were mine for like my birthday. They were wrapped and sealed, and I was like excited for them. And then I started buying my own eventually, but those were like the ones that did it for me, and like Scream and stuff. So
that's pretty dope, because the Halloween, well, number 1 and 2, as you may already know, is like my ultra favorite.
Yeah,
I love 5 and 6.
I love them.
You know, how could you not? How could you not love them? So that's a great fucking gift.
People don't shit on, or people do shit on the Thorn trilogy, but I love those ones.
Yeah, I mean, what can you do? He dressed up as, we had a tribute party before the release of the other Halloween, the newest one.
2018, yeah.
And also to commemorate the 40 years, so I had like a little get together for the Horror Society in the house, and he was dressed up as what's his face, the lead like Thorn guy,
the leader of the Thorn cult. Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, I made him like the hose shroud, and then we used our daughter, because she was like 6 months at that time, so we used her as like the baby. She was there till the latter half, because obviously she didn't attend the party. We couldn't have one if she was there, but it was pretty. That's actually my favorite costume I've made for him.
That's amazing. Yeah, I'd love to. You gotta show me some pictures.
Definitely.
When we're done filming this.
So these are actually available for purchase. Where would someone hit you up for that?
Well, we have a Facebook group that Betty's in. It's called, I don't know if Shad's in it yet though, but
not yet.
Okay, all right. It's called South Florida Freakin' VHS, and yeah, you can message me or Dean on there and come by. We're in Lauderdale. Otherwise, actually, yeah, that's probably the only way.
Do you get, I see that you're around kind of like the swap shop area, which I haven't been to the swap shop in like 20 plus years.
Yeah.
Do you get any of your stuff from there? Where do you find your like gems?
Sometimes. The thing about swap shop is like I'll go over there and spend 2 or 3 hours and then walk out with like 2 or 3 movies. It's not really worth it all the time, because like nobody really has hundreds of tapes or movies or whatever for sale anymore. Nobody really does it, because people literally throw it away nowadays. Like DVDs too. They're just like, come get it. So I kind of like buy collections. Like I've driven all over Florida, like to Daytona and like Orlando and Tampa and Miami and wherever, Melbourne, Orlando, if I didn't already say Orlando, and just bought people's collections for like what I was willing to spend for them, because people are just like, you know, my uncle passed, like, here, take all this crap, and I'm like, that's not crap.
You're like, ah!
Yeah.
Inside, oh my god! Like how I was when I entered the room.
No, but that's what I kind of do, is like buy collections as a whole, because you don't really find like more than a few movies at a thrift store anymore. Like at a, you know, you'll be lucky to get like a hit, you know, a couple, like, but no, what I do is buy people's collections for the most part.
Yeah, when I go and I'm buying, like, I go to the thrifts to find, and it's very rare that I'll find any horror VHS.
Right, yeah.
And I try to hit up as many as my area, but it's like nothing. And I literally, my gem that I found in a thrift store in the middle of nowhere, I don't even know where the fuck this thrift store was Night of the Comet.
Oh, I love that movie.
And I literally was like jumping up and down, and I was like, oh my god!
Yeah.
And it was like $1. So I was like, oh my god, I just came up.
Yeah,
like,
no, that is a come up.
This
that
is
a bona fide come up.
The fucking amazing thing right now.
Yeah.
What is the most expensive VHS that you have? In the Doom room.
That's a tough say, because I did sell what was my most expensive tape. It was a copy of Halloween, and it's Meta. It's the first release of Halloween, and it goes for hundreds of dollars, and I sold it on eBay, and I regret doing that. But I did that, and that was worth I've seen it go allegedly on eBay for like $500, but I sold mine for like $230. So yeah, so that was probably the most expensive like single tape that I've had in this room. But I have other ones, like this is like Blood Feast isn't worth that much by its own, but this is one of Herschel Gordon Lewis's like last known signatures, because I got this just before he passed, and he wasn't doing like cons and all this other stuff, my last partner, she was gracious enough to steal this from me and mail it to him. And he was so kind to just sign it and mail it back because he lived in Pompano. And this happened just like a month before he passed. So that's pretty sentimentally valuable to me.
Oh, I'm all about it.
Yeah.
My friend Ron helped. He's a huge Herschel fan, Gordon fan, and he helped him kind of film. They did like the documentary of the 2000 Maniacs.
Yeah.
And we actually live across the street from where they filmed that movie.
Oh,
We've
really?
in downtown St. Cloud.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, so that's like our claim to fame with St. Cloud.
Yeah.
The only thing, because it's like desolate AF there.
No, I've been to St. Cloud, I know.
Oh, so yeah, so we live like right there, and you know, just to walk along, and it was like a scene where they were like in a car, and he was like going by, like kind of like waving to people and stuff, and like my friend helped with like the making, I would say, of that documentary. So I'm all about Gordon. That's an awesome. I'm like, ooh,
Yeah.
woo, woo. An awesome sentimental.
Yeah, sentimentally valuable for sure. I mean, it's probably still worth a good amount of money, but
Oh, I'm sure. Once it has the signature, I mean, that's like the Godfather of gore. Like,
I know. He's my favorite. He's literally my favorite. And when I first moved to Florida, and that's when I got into Blood Feast and like, or, you know, the first gore movies when I was like 15 or whatever. I was like, I found out that it was filmed like pretty much down the road, you know, in Fort Lauderdale in Miami, and I was just like, what? So it became like a really cool, special thing to live in South Florida and like delve into his movies more, because he has like dozens of movies like, that he's produced and directed and, you know, did cameos in and all this other stuff. So it's cool.
what was your inspiration behind like actually did it start off like I'm gonna make this room for myself, or I'm gonna make this room so I can like spread the joy and love via like selling it to people?
A little of the, well, actually it just what you said. It started because it was like, all right, Dean and I, let's make this for ourselves. And then I realized I had too much shit. And am I allowed to say shit?
Yes, of course.
All right. So we had too much shit. I still have hundreds of DVDs and tapes in my room and stuff in boxes and closets and just pouring out. And yeah, I was like, I quit my job because I was like mentally stressed. And then I was like, you know what, I'm gonna start turning some of this, because there's no way that I'll watch it all. And my you know, my, I guess, ideology behind it is that collections are ever changing, and if there's estimated 5,000 movies in this room, like between DVD, Blu-ray, and VHS, and Betamax, whatever the hell else, 5,000, it would take years to watch it all. Years. So if we spin it around and put new stuff up and take new stuff off, like, and I can just turn it into like a side job, I was like, why not? So
I might be, I should say, I was gonna say I'm like a guy right now, but a guy or a girl or whomever, let's just say a person that's living and breathing. You know, this is the world we're living in now, that you're talking, and maybe it's like, maybe you have boobs or something very attractive, or you're talking and my eyes are like, like,
oh yeah, no, these are my
no,
boobs.
no boobs, but if you're like a chick that had boobs, like, my mind would be, I mean, I'm really looking at the VHSs.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh. I'm like, oh, what? Ghoulies? Because they're terrible, but they're so fun to watch.
They're terrible.
The Ghoulies, you know, sequels, and then you got the original. Blame It on Real. Not a horror movie, but hey, boobs. What else? The Craft?
No, you got the Incubus.
Oh, Incubus.
Wait, where's it at? Oh, here.
Where is it? We're gonna put.
Oh, I sold that one to Dean.
May we pull it out?
Yeah, please.
Oh, did we do this movie? We did. But we did it, you know, via digital. We didn't do the amazing. Look at this cover. I love the art, or like,
Yeah.
this one's not so arty, but
It's not very, it doesn't pop as much, but it's pretty cool.
But it's pretty cool
retro.
because it's like creepy if you've seen the movie. You're like, oh shit. Am I gonna get ghost raped? Like, you don't know what's gonna happen.
Ooh.
So yeah, I'm like really digging everything that's going on. And I have one last question for you.
Yeah.
What is your favorite horror movie, or actually it's a split question. You can answer either or. If you could live in any horror universe, what would it be?
What? I don't want to live in any of them. Like, what? That'd be terrifying.
It would be. You may die.
Yeah.
But just the experience of it all.
No, for sure. I think I was just gonna see if I had a copy of I guess I sold all of my Texas Chainsaw Massacre tapes, but that's probably one of my favorite horror movies of all time, is the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre, because it's terrifying. I feel like it's still very scary.
I can't watch it.
It's genuinely like, and that is one I'll say a universe that I wouldn't want to live in at all, because like it's just miserable. It's literally misery. So that's one that I wouldn't want to. One I would want to, I suppose, is I'm gonna just like, all my answers are really cliche right now. I'd probably just say Halloween, just because I feel like whatever. He's just like a you know, it's perpetually. It seems like it's always Halloween, like. He only comes out on Halloween. Like the plot line doesn't make sense. It never makes sense. Never ever. And I love it.
He's like working, you know, like we always wanted to do a video where we show him what he's doing the other 364 days.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's like doing like little end jobs, you know.
Yeah.
He's like doing, what's that fucking that app where you go to like people's like, oh, I need someone to pick up my laundry, and they go and do it. There's little side end jobs like Angie's List. Like he's like doing bullshit jobs. And then he's like, oh wait, it's Halloween. Hey, my time where I gotta work, my real job.
Yeah, when he's not living in an attic and eating a dog or whatever.
Yeah, you know, rats.
Like, yeah.
You know, hey.
And not to mention, I feel like he's, though Michael Myers is he's the shit, I just kind of feel like he'd just run away, dude. Like, I just feel like it's just, he's like an easy foe. It's not like Freddy, who's like,
you can't escape him.
You can't really escape. Yeah. Jason I feel like has a supernatural element, and any of this other stuff, I kind of just feel like, I mean, maybe ghoulies you'd want to live in, just because, like, they're just like, just kick them? Yeah, just kick them and run.
And run, and then, like, you had, like, sex with a chick, or multiple ones, you're, like, partying.
So that also applies to the Halloween universe.
Yeah, they're always, like, having a party, too. Yeah, that's true.
It's just party time.
It's like, oh, it's party time, you know, boobs are out, let's do it in the barn, you know, whatever.
Yeah, no, that's the universe I'd like to live in. Because it's like this one, you know, so it's just like this, but you just run. Like, and I'd probably get in shape a little bit, so...
I mean, I think you're okay there.
Oh,
but
thanks.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It has been my pleasure and honor to be amongst so many awesome VHS. You know, the Blu-rays and the DVDs are fine, but I'm here for these babies. And stay tuned to the horror, guys.